Washoe County corruption. Deposition facts verified. Official oath. Miriam Canderas, Chief Deputy District Attorney of Washoe County, State of Nevada. Okay, what this is, I've been authorized by Mr. Belfort to publish this. Here's a file stamp, February 20, 2024, in the Justice Court of Reno Township, Washoe County, Nevada State, RSC 2019-000337. Deposition facts verified, extent of ink papers, tally, perpetuity, fraud claims, notice evidence facts for the record under officer witness and seal in support of reopen due to fraud upon this court, exhibits 1 through 3. Okay, so you see there's a file stamp. Now, I'm just going to review this because I was involved in the service of process on this particular contract here. I don't have the fully executed document. Mr. Belfort has that, and he has a testimony of his own on this, but I'm going to do my review. Okay, so like I said, you can see the file stamp there, so it's on the public record. Let's go down here. Deposition facts verified. Notice evidence facts for the record. Nevada notary acknowledgement. So he has this all executed. He has the original in his possession. Okay, so we go down here. Deposes. Jonathan Belfort and I, as a affiant deponent claimant with my own unlimited commercial liability, do affirm that the following testimony in the form of a deposition affidavit under my biometric seal by the knowledge is true, correct, and complete by my beliefs, not misleading the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and deliver this agreed on contractual notice of deposes equals deposition evidence for this court record, extent of ink papers, tally, perpetuity, fraud claims herein, and exhibits 1 through 3. Verification. Jonathan Belfort and I make this verification based on witness knowledge of the matter set forth herein, and appearing as a man without waiving any rights or remedies, being competent in mind and body to testify. Do hereby declare, verify, and affirm, depose that the facts, claims, law stated herein are true, correct, and complete in all material fact, not misrepresented, based on my own knowledge to the best of my current information as a non-attorney. Knowledge and belief under the penalty of perjury of the laws of the United States of America and the laws of Nevada State jurisdiction, and is admissible as evidence in a court of law or equity, except as to those matters that are therein made upon information, belief, and as to those claims or facts I believe them to be true and admissible as evidence. If called upon as a witness, I will testify as the veracity of my deposition facts, verified, extent of ink papers, tally, perpetuity, fraud claims herein, and exhibits 1 through 33. So his will be signed here. His will be signed with his seal here. In the Justice Court of Reno Township, Washoe County, Nevada State. Case number RSC 2019-000337. Deposition affidavit. Belfort versus Naring. Deposes this judicial notice of testimony. Jonathan Belfort and I, an American protected by and defender of the Constitution for the United States of America, as a paramount interest holder in all property contested and trespass liened on against my beneficial interest in any court of competent jurisdiction, Washoe County, informing that the tribunal and the court, the Justice Court of Reno Township, case number RSC 2019-000337, of their duty to take judicial notice and rule on the following facts, claims, testimony, and laws as required by the Nevada State Rules of Evidence. I depose, claim, testify, and re-notice contract, deposition facts verified, extent of ink papers, tally, perpetuity, fraud claims, noticed evidence, facts for the record under officer, witness, and seal in support of reopen due to fraud upon this court. Exhibits 1 through 33 or 1 through 3, fully verified and notice herein. It is claimed that fraud has been brought upon this court. Your affiant deponent now claims testifies by the numbers 1 through 6, not limiting. 1. I testify as a member per my bargain deed title of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association. I have witnessed and made multiple reviews of the books and records of said association. And 2. I testify, Exhibit 1, as ballot tally extent of ink papers, as true correct copy of original in the possession of the Secretary Treasurer of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association, Jeffrey Wilson, as co-witness. And 3. I testify, Exhibit 2, as a filed contract with the Secretary of State, Nevada, perpetuity, voted 56 members, as true correct copy of original in possession of the Secretary Treasurer of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association, Jeffrey Wilson, as co-witness. And 4. I testify, Exhibit 3, as adverse parties refusing their obligation in direct contradiction to their own votes, in Exhibit 1, as true correct copy of original in possession of the Secretary Treasurer of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association, Jeffrey Wilson, as co-witness. And 5. I testify there are no ballots in the known records of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association to verify the counts of the ballot tally extent of ink papers, which apparently was a 3-year election with no proofs whatsoever. And 6. I testify that I did not vote for this perpetuity, which was concealed from me using deceptive practices and procedures, and believe this is the truth, and that Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association previous officers, agents acted together in fraud, leaning and depriving me of my due process, property rights, breach of contract, clouded title, damage, etc., not limiting. And verification. Jonathan Belfort and I make this verification based on witnesses' knowledge of the matter set forth herein without waiving any rights or remedies. Being competent in mind and body to testify, do hereby declare, verify, and affirm, depose that the facts, claims, laws stated herein are true, correct, and complete in all material fact, not misrepresented based on my own knowledge to the best of my current information as a non-attorney. Knowledge and belief under the penalty of perjury of the laws of the United States of America and the laws of Nevada state jurisdiction, and is admissible as evidence in a court of law or equity, except as to those matters that are therein made upon information and belief in those, and as to those claims or facts I believe them to be true and admissible as evidence. If called upon as a witness, I will testify to the veracity of my deposition facts, verified, extent of ink papers, tally, perpetuity herein, and exhibits 1 through 3. And then he'll have his autograph and his seal there. Exhibit 1. Okay, this is a vote that's in the records. Wilcox Ranch, Wilcox Ditch. These people, the highlighted people here, are the adverse parties. After having voted this in a perpetual existence, now they're claiming it doesn't exist for some reason. Okay, so now we have a fraudulent title representation. This is filed with the Secretary of State, and there's liens recorded on everyone's properties by Gail Agnes Kern, who managed this and filed the liens on the properties. Okay, when I say liens, I'm talking about her notice of homeowners association and the threat letters that she's provided to Mr. Belfort. And you don't pay, we take your property. And we have multiple evidences of this, of filings that recorded at Washoe County, done by Gail Agnes Kern. So here you have all these people, Shrek, Hill, Shrek 5 there, Nearing. Okay, these are the former president, husband and wife team, and secretary treasurer. Okay, now they're saying Belfort voted for it. He's saying he doesn't. He didn't vote for it. Okay, but they got him listed on here. You see Wilson here? We never even got a chance to know about it. Let's see here. I want to see one other thing. Oh, Glowther. This is Kathy Glowther, the former vice president of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association. So then you got Stadmount Adverse Party, Twyman Adverse Party. After they voted a perpetuity, and now they were saying it doesn't exist. So then what they did is somebody went to the Secretary of State and they're threatening me with a Class C felony, refusing to tell me who did it, who turned us in for this. I believe it's one of these adverse parties or their attorneys that did it. So we're going to have to sue the Secretary of State now because they're a lien claimant on our property, and this is why we can't get any road work done. Okay, Exhibit 2. Here's the filing right here, document 201-80356-911-46, entity C5742-1981. The term for which the association shall exist is perpetual. Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association. Vote of directors 5, vote of members 56. Signature of officer Robert Arthur Naring, president. Never mind that rooster. Robert Naring, under notary seal. The term for which the association shall exist is perpetual. Okay, now we have the Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association, Gail Kern, who filed these notices. So she's acting as a lien claimant and an owner of your properties, and my property and Mr. Belfort's property, refusing to talk to us about this after she orchestrated and managed all this. An attorney who's supposed to know the law and to protect rights. There's one filing. Here's another one. Okay. And so what happens, you don't pay your dues, then you're attacked and they sell your property on the courthouse steps. Another notary. Exhibit 3. Here's the adverse property owners who voted this perpetuity in, refusing to pay their dues after they made us do it before they elected me in there. Okay, Jim and Connie Schreck, adverse parties. And this was done on July 14, 2022. More adverse parties. Jeff Hill, Cody Hill, Clyde Twyman, Dale Franklin, Brett Moten, F. Galouz, Bob Stadmiller. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 adverse parties. The Narings attempted not to pay, but we prevailed in a court proceeding against them and they paid. Their attorney, Patrick Ramey Millsap, who is dishonest. This is my review. Now I served it on, this was served on State Farm, care of these claim numbers because we already staked a claim against State Farm for insurance coverage. Bob Naring, served it on him. And the Wilcox Ranch, this was served to the post office box for notice for the members' record. Okay, so this is all done. Mr. Belfort has the original